Today, I'll show you how to create webinars that sell, whether you're offering free or paid webinars. So let's get started. Number 1, define your goal. First, think about what you want to achieve. Do you want to sell a product, promote a service, or share knowledge in a paid webinar? A clear goal helps you to create the right content. Number 2, choose the right format. Webinars come in different formats. A live webinar allows for real-time interaction, and an automated webinar saves you time. A hybrid webinar is a mix of both. And if you use WebinarGeek, you also have the option to choose an on-demand webinar. So choose what will work best for your audience. Number 3, create engaging content. People don't like boring webinars, so keep your content simple and clear. Start with a problem, explain the solution, and show your offer at the right moment. And here are 3 very easy tips that you can use to create engaging content. First of all, use slides and visuals. Then tell your stories. And number 3, of course, ask questions. And you might say, well, why should I ask questions instead of the audience? Because WebinarGeek has, if you don't know, WebinarGeek has an awesome Q&A feature. But it is very important that you as a presenter ask questions to your audience as well. Because when you are asked a question, you have sort of an immediate sense of, I need to respond to this. And a response to a question, of course, is a great engagement. Number 4, sell without being pushy. Nobody likes a hard sell. Instead, give value first. Show your audience how your product or service helps them. And then make your offer as simple and clear as possible. So instead of saying buy now, buy now, buy now, you might want to add a call to action that says sign up today for exclusive access, or if you want to know more, click the link below. Number 5, promote your webinar. Promotion is key, so share your webinar on social media, send out emails and use landing pages. And with WebinarGeek, you can set up everything in just minutes. And yes, you've already guessed it, Demo Walter is patiently waiting there to show you how to do this within WebinarGeek, of course. But because we are not done with the tips yet, Demo Walter, I'm very sorry Demo Walter, but you just have to wait a little longer and then it's your time to shine. But for us it's time to go to tip number 6, set up paid webinars. Do you want to charge for your webinars? In WebinarGeek, you can easily set up paid webinars with different payment options. This is a great way to monetize your knowledge or expertise. Number 7, engage and follow up. During the webinar, interact with your audience, answer questions and use polls and keep them engaged. After the webinar, you can send out a follow-up email including the replay and your offer. And with that said, now it is finally time to hand it over to Demo Walter, who is going to demonstrate what I've just told you and of course the other tips as well. And for this video, Demo Walter, because you waited so patiently for this entire video, you can do the outro as well. Yes, thank you Presentation Walter for giving me the demo and of course the outro, because right now it is finally time for the demonstration of almost everything that has just been said. And right now I'm going to do this demo step by step according to what has just been presented, of course, by Presentation Walter. And the first thing that I would like to show you are the different webinar types. So as you can see right here, I haven't created a new webinar yet. So let's press create new webinar right here. And here you see the 3 main different types of webinars. We have live, automated and on demand. And it says it right here, you will present live, sharing your camera, presentation or your screen. Automated, broadcast a webinar recording as if it is live on a specific set date and time. And on-demand webinar, well, that speaks for itself because it's just on demand whenever your audience or your viewers would like to watch the webinar. For now, I'm going to choose a live webinar because I do think that is a little bit more has a little bit more to do with the engagement. But of course, all the interactions and of course paid webinars, you can also create paid webinars as a live webinar. You can make a paid automated webinar and of course a paid on-demand webinar. But for now, I'm going to choose a live webinar. And for this one, I'm going to keep it at broadcast, but you can also put it in an interactive session and then it becomes more of a meeting-like experience for your audience, but for now I'm just going to leave it on broadcast. So those are the main different types of webinars. I'm going to scroll above one more time. So you have live, automated and on-demand. Live, well, it speaks for itself as well. It is just live. Whenever you press that beautiful button, start live webinar, your viewers can see you, and every little mistake and of course every positive thing you say during the webinar is directly broadcasted to your audience. For automated, you need to put in a video within WebinarGeek. You can upload a video, of course, or use a replay of a live webinar. And on-demand works almost the same as it is a sort of a replay of a live webinar or an uploaded video. Let me quickly show you where you can find them, because right here above you see this video tab, and right here you can select new video, and then you can of course use a recording, you can upload your own video, and you can even use an external URL, although an external URL is more for the video injections and not really for a webinar. So you can upload a recording, as it says right here, create a live broadcast and use my broadcast as a video recording. Well, of course, the best broadcasting for your webinar is of course WebinarGeek. So you can very easily create an automated or on-demand webinar right here. So you can either use a WebinarGeek recording, or you can upload your own video if you would like to create an automated or on-demand webinar. Next thing that I would like to show you, as presentation Walter said within tip number 3, is how to upload those slides and those visuals to create even more engaging content. Because right now we are on the webinar page, and as you can see, you have a start and you have an end slide. Well, even though this one is default and the default one works pretty good, because it says of course has not yet started or has ended, well, for start and end slide. That isn't a bad start, pun intended. No, but of course you can also upload your own start and your own end slide to make it a little bit more engaging. It fits, probably you have something that fits a lot better with your story or with your audience. And this is also a great way to tell your audience, hey, you can feel at home, this is comfortable, this is my webinar, instead of using the beautiful default start and end slide that we have right here. So I highly recommend that you upload your own start slide and your own end slide, because if your webinar has not yet started and your audience is already waiting for your webinar, of course, you can have a beautiful start and a beautiful end slide, so they can already feel a little bit on how this webinar is going to go, and maybe they even have the feeling like, hey, this is such a beautiful start or end slide, or maybe you can put a funny question right in the beginning slide, of course, or in the start slide, so that you have engagement right away. Next thing is the presentation, and you can either save your PowerPoint or Keynote as a PDF, and we'll convert it to a set of images. And this is really, really important, because if you upload a PDF or PowerPoint or Keynote or whatever as slides, of course, it will become slides. So we turn just everything, we turn it into images, and then that is your presentation. So once again, if you have a beautiful presentation with a lot of cool flashy animations or things flying in, or you probably already know PowerPoint, so you can have a lot of transitions and animations, but all of those will be gone because we need to convert it to still images, of course. So you can either upload a PDF and we'll do it for you, or if you already have screenshots of your PDF or from your presentation, you can also just upload images, or you can just share your screen, but you can also do that live. There's a beautiful button in your streaming page that says share your screen or tab. But another thing that I would like to show you for engaging content, of course, as it already said, use slides and use visuals. As I just told you, we also have a video space where you can upload your own video or YouTube video, or of course your webinar recording, and those you can find right here in video injections, and then you can upload or select right here which video that you want in your webinar. Next thing that I want to show you has to do with tip number 5, of course. Promotion is key, and of course promote your webinar. And the first thing, and one of the best ways to do it, is just create a beautiful, beautiful registration page. So as you can see on my screen right now, here we are at our registration page. And of course, it says it right here already. No banner images added, how to create webinars that sell, of course. And here you already can upload your logo once again as a sort of visual as well. You can edit, of course, the banner, because right now I didn't upload a banner image yet. But also you can just create your banner image right here. So if I press edit banner and I would upload an image, I will immediately be directed to my Explorer, and then you can select the picture, visual, slide or image that you would like. Another cool thing that I would like to show you, of course, is you need to allow registrations via the registration page. And here you can also create custom registration links. So let's say examples, Facebook, LinkedIn or summer campaign. This is very, very great for you to see where all of those subscribers came from. So if you have a specific, you can create right here a specific link for Facebook and LinkedIn, and then you can post and put your webinar out even further. Here, of course, you also have metadata. You can also view without registration, of course. And the metadata setting is really cool because if you have set up a public webinar, because within WebinarGeek you have a private, unlisted, and of course a public webinar. And if you set it to public, you can change it right here, so it will be easier to find on Google, which is of course great for promoting your webinar. So that is a great way to promote your webinar even further. And of course, you can also just send out the registration link within your own emails. But that is the next thing that I want to talk about is, of course, emails. Because if I go to the step right here, we have a lot of different emails. Let me press new email. You have a reminder email, a follow-up email, and a replay email, of course. Because a reminder email, if they have subscribed, a reminder email says, hey, the webinar is about to start within 2 days, a day, 12 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 10 minutes. You can go crazy with it, but we highly suggest that you only keep it at 3. And what I would do is I would say, if it's a very big webinar that I've prepared a lot for and I did a lot of promotion for it, I would say, hey, a week before, don't forget, then it's the special day. So let's say a week before, a day before, and maybe 2 to 3 hours before the webinar, they get 3 reminder emails from, hey, please watch this webinar, this awesome webinar that you have subscribed for. A follow-up email is also great because after the webinar is ended, you can send a follow-up email that you can write a thank you message for, saying, hey, thank you so much for watching the webinar. If you have subscribed but you couldn't make it live, here's the replay, because that is also, of course, a very good idea. And then a replay email is, of course, hey, here is the replay, and please watch it because you put a lot of time and effort into that webinar. And the next thing that I want to talk about is, of course, those paid webinars. Because here at the registration tab, you see it already, payments. And within WebinarGeek, you have 2 options. You either have a Stripe account or you have a Molly account. And for this webinar, of course, right now it's disabled. You need to put in, of course, your Stripe or your Molly account into your WebinarGeek account, and you can do that right here under the account tab. And then you can just follow the steps that you need to do, and then it's all good. So I'm going to enable payment because I would like to explain, of course, how this works, since my name is Demo Walter. No. Subscribers can only participate if your webinar, if they complete payments. Of course, as you can see right here, right now I've enabled the payment. So let's say I want 20 euros for my webinar. And here you can see already the paid subscribers, the revenue, and all of this, of course, you can find back in the statistics as well. But of course, please make sure the price within is the minimum maximum limit of what your payment provider allows you to charge. Need more help, you can also always go to our help center. Here is the email address and the phone number for the contact details about your payments, which is very nice, of course. You can also create a discount right here that says, hey, well, please make sure that the set this is not lower, blah, all right? And then you can, of course, set the discount amount to, well, of course, as you already can see on my screen right here, this is just how to create a paid webinar, and then you can even create a discount and make your discount available until a specific set date and time. As always, within WebinarGeek, almost, the world is yours, the world is endless, and you can almost do everything that you want for your paid webinars. And it says right here, require viewers to pay the amount for each individual broadcast. And this, of course, if you have multiple broadcasts or a series, it works a little bit different, but unfortunately in this video, I don't have the time to explain it all, of course. And the one final thing that I would like to mention is the embed form. And here you can see the different types of embed forms that we have. And an embed form is also great for promoting your webinar, because you can just put it on your own website if you have a lot of website visitors, and let's say you don't have a long email list of people that you can send your reminder emails to. You can also, or your reminder emails or the registration pages too, I'm sorry. You can also create, of course, an embed. And the embed, you need to have you get a small piece of code that you need to put in your own website, and then viewers can register for your webinar directly from your own website. And the final thing I would like to show you, because Presentation Walter mentioned it very briefly, is how to create a poll to keep your audience engaged during the webinar. So right here in the interactions tabs, you can press this beautiful button, create interactions. For this one, like I said, we're going to create a poll. I'm going to create a new poll template. And once again, here you can just change the title. You can change the order of answers. You can delete an answer. You can make it single choice or multiple choice. You also have enable pre-populated votes, which is a kind of a new feature. And this is very great for automated and on-demand webinars because some people might find it a little bit exciting, or they hold back with the answers a little bit until somebody else does it. So here you can enable pre-populated votes. So you can say, hey, I want, in this case, I want, I don't know, 5 votes for yes, I have, and 10 votes for no, this is my first webinar. And then your audience might think, oh, hey, people are answering, then I'm going to answer as well. And then of course you have your answers, your real answers from your audience. And that is all that I wanted to show you for this demo. And I was just about to say back to presentation Walter, but he was so kind to giving me the outro. So let's do the outro as well. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about webinars and how to host them, what gear to use, and what it's like to work at a tech startup, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click like on this video and hit that notification bell. And let me know, what is your best tip to creating webinars that sell? Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye!